In an open carriage with his wife and two daughters, Mr. Churchill drives to the Guildhall to receive the freedom of the City of London. Following the presentation of the scroll in its casket, made from oak, salved from the roof of the raided Guildhall, the Prime Minister delivered his speech.
Of all the wars that we have ever waged in the long continuity of our history, there has never been one which more truly united the entire British nation and British race throughout the world than this present fearful struggle for the freedom and progress of mankind. Against the triumphant might of Hitler, with a greedy Italian at his tail, we stood alone, with resources so slender that one shudders to enumerate them even now. Then surely was the moment for the empire to break up, for each of these widely dispersed communities to seek safety on the winning side, for those who thought themselves oppressed to throw off their yoke and make better terms betimes with the all-conquering Nazi and fascist power. There was the time. But what happened? In that dark, terrific, but also glorious hour, we received from all parts of His Majesty's dominions, from the greatest and from the smallest, from the strongest and from the weakest, from the most modern to the most simple, the assurance that we would all go down or come through together. Should Hitler's Germany and Mussolini's Italy collapse under the flail of Soviet Russia and the not inconsiderable exertions of the British and American armies in the Mediterranean and elsewhere, should the war industries of Germany be blasted out of existence by the British and American air power, should this prime and capital victory be achieved before Japan has been laid low, I stand here to tell you today, as I told the Congress of the United States in your name, that every man, every ship, and every airplane in the King's service that can be moved to the Pacific will be sent and will be there maintained in action by the peoples of the British Commonwealth and Empire in priority over all other interests for as many flaming years as are needed to make the Japanese in their turn submit or bite the dust. 3 years ago, Hitler boasted that he would rub out, that was the term, rub out the cities of Britain. And certainly, in the 9 months before he abandoned his attack, we suffered very heavy damage to our buildings and grievous hindrance to our life and work, and more than 40,000 of our people were killed, and more than 120,000 were wounded. But now those who sowed the wind are reaping the whirlwind. So far, they have only been subjected to preliminary and discursive bombardment. But they are already speculating feverishly where the blow will fall, against how many of the shores or islands from the Gulf of Lions to the Levant, from the Riviera to the Dodecanese. It may be directed when the blow will fall and what will be its weight at each point. It is no part of our business to relieve their anxiety or uncertainty.